the streak enders, the Orlando Magic. Who knew? What happened with this Philly Magic game? Because when I checked it early, Philly was pounding them. I was like, oh, man, Philly is just rocking, like 20-4 in their last 24. We just saw this unbelievable Embiid performance over the weekend. People are talking about how he's now the front runner for the MVP, and they're just blasting this Orlando team. And next thing you know, every time they're flipping that scoreboard, I'm like, hold on now. And next thing you know, the Magic are in the lead, and then the Magic win that game going away. They are the Kingslayers with their 3 wins over the Celtics, and now ending this win streak when everybody's been talking about the Sixers, and Sixers have been playing such great basketball. You don't want to see the Magic. If you got they ended the Celtics win streak, and now they just turned around and ended the Sixers win streak. And forgive me if they've ended other win streaks that I'm unaware of, but those are 2 big ones that we've had going on this year, where we've been talking about these teams, talking about how great they are, and then they run into the damn Magic. And the streak ends. The streak enders, the Orlando Magic. Who knew?
It was a much different game for Embiid against Orlando than it was against Denver, because, against Denver, he has this unbelievable performance, as everybody knows, from Saturday night, outplaying Jokic. Doc Rivers made the great decision to put PJ Tucker on Jokic in the second half with Embiid off ball. It was a magnificent adjustment for Philadelphia to win that game. In tonight's game against Orlando, it looked like an older version of himself, where he had a hard time handling the double teams and the length of the Magic. And I think that speaks to what has been the theme for Orlando all year long. This team is so different with all their size and versatility, the amount of big, long, lengthy, versatile players they can throw out there, whether it's Banchero, Wagner, the other Wagner, Carter, Fultz as a guard. I mean, they have so much size on their team, and different guys can produce in different ways. It feels like with Orlando, they're only 20-31 this year. They're going to be in the lottery in all likelihood, pending like some crazy run at the end of the year to grab a play-in spot, which would not be good for them. They're going to be in the lottery. This does feel like a team that's knocking on the door of being really, really good really soon. Like, they're just a couple guys away, and a couple young guys getting better, away from being a really good team in the East. Like, why can't they be the Pacers next year, where they're like the 5-6 seed, or even the 4 seed at certain points during the year? Why not?
The Pacers kind of have this point guard that can make all the other stuff go. And I do think that the Magic are going to end up with that, whether it is your traditional point guard. And I don't know if it's going to be Fultz or Suggs. If one of those guys can grow into that, then that's the way it's going to be. Or if it's going to be somebody else. But, just having, I kind of feel like those guys, and maybe Suggs more than Fultz, and I know it hasn't gone all that well.
Fultz has been good. Fultz has been good.
No, I know. But Fultz is not a 12-assist guy. You know what I'm saying? I look at a team like that and I say, man, I need a run the show guy. And you had brought up in the past maybe like a Van Vliet type of thing with them, which is interesting to me. I think any of these kind of, I don't know if,
is Van Vliet that guy, though? Does Van Vliet
I don't know if he fits
about
the trajectory of the franchise, right? You've got a lot of young guys on that team.
Do you want a 12-assist guy for this team when you have Wendell Carter, who can run dribble handoffs, Franz Wagner, who's 6'9", who can run pick and roll or be a screener or run DHOs? You have Banchero, who can handle the ball and do all those things as well. Do you need a 12-assist guy for the Magic, or do you need a Van Vliet who can do that when necessary?
Yeah, I'm talking about get me in my. I'm maybe not a 12-assist guy, but get me in my offense and knock down spot up threes,
which is Van Vliet's game.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Fultz. I mean, he's shooting statistically well from 34%, but he's a low volume guy.
Right.
He doesn't garner teams aren't sweating him when he's spotting up behind an arc. He doesn't run through screens and DHOs as a shooter. That's what Van Vliet does.
I want those space for those other guys.
Would you let's say? So Shams Charania had reported earlier this month that the Magic are a team that are interested in Van Vliet. If you're the Magic, Would you include Jalen Suggs in a trade for Fred VanVleet?
Oh, wow. And so how crazy would that be? Because then they would end up with the debate.
Yep. Because
the
Toronto
Suggs-Barnes debate.
Yep, 100%. So if you're the Magic, would you include Suggs in a deal for VanVleet? And of course, you'd have to include more salary. Maybe you'd likely have to include a pick unless Toronto values Suggs over picks being offered for VanVleet. But strictly Suggs, would you include him in a deal?
Yes.
I would too. It's been
because
a bad start.
of what I've got with my team.
Yes.
And if I think that maybe like what you were saying, that I'm a little bit farther along with how good these guys are than I thought I would be. I.e., Banchero's going to be better, faster than we thought. Franz is better, faster than anybody could have thought.
Top 20.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, you've got those guys as really good players who you could see being ready to go by age 24. And at that point, you still theoretically have got a very good VanVleet at that point. It's just kind of, if you don't think Suggs is the best fit with those guys, and you think that there's a better type of point guard, and I don't use this as a demerit on Suggs, I'm talking about what fits those guys, then, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, again, I think Fred's very, very good player. Very good player.
Yeah.
And also, I think...
And a winner too.
Yeah, he's kind of bring that to the table for them.
Point of attack defender, proven, playoff player, champion. Yeah. I mean, I think he would enhance everything that they already are. The risk for Orlando would be, do you sneak into the postseason this year by accident? Like, do you make the play-in and then you kill your own lottery odds?
I wouldn't worry about it.
You wouldn't worry about it?
No, not if I could get those guys some experience. I don't think it's a bad thing.